Becoming a father meant to you and how you were inspired tonight by Lil Key.
Man, my son was here. I had to show up for my son, man, Keyshawn Jr. Hey, yo, Norfolk, Virginia, y'all got a world champ on your hands. I'm coming to the crib, and we gonna get lit again. Man, anybody that got the balls to step in the ring to fight me, tell them come on with anybody. It's two 135 division champions that I would love to fight, you know. But if they got the guts to step in the ring with the businessman, tell them send me a contract or I send them one.
All right, y'all. Keyshawn Davis dominates Berinchyk. What's next? Tank Davis or Loma? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all. So Keyshawn Davis just got finished picking apart Berinchyk, and it was a very quick fight. You know, I want to give my honest reaction to this fight, my honest opinion on what I think. And can Keyshawn Davis challenge Lomachenko and Gervont Tank Davis? All right, y'all. So Keyshawn Davis just knocked out Berinchyk, Denys Berinchyk in the second round, hit him with a body shot, and Berinchyk went down. Now, here's my honest reaction to this fight, my honest opinion about this fight. This wasn't a very good fight. I think this was a situation of Berinchyk being the wrong person in the wrong place at the wrong time. Keyshawn Davis is massive when it comes to Berinchyk. And just the size difference alone, you really wouldn't give Berinchyk a chance in a fight. Berinchyk actually looks like he might belong around 125, maybe 120 pounds, and not 135. He looked very, very small compared to Keyshawn Davis. Now, a lot of people I know are going to say, well, Gervont Davis isn't very big, and Gervont Davis is actually a lot shorter and a lot smaller than Keyshawn Davis. Well, there are a few differences and a few glaring differences between Gervont Davis and Berinchyk. Taking nothing away from Berinchyk, taking nothing away from Keyshawn Davis. But there are some glaring differences between these two fighters. Berinchyk a very awkward style, not very boxy at all, and he's very small, he's very compact, so he's only going to do well against very slow big guys or compact fighters like himself or fighters coming up, smaller fighters. And Keyshawn Davis looks like he belongs at 140, maybe even 147 if you look at his frame and his body size. But this is the thing about boxing. In boxing, you can shrink yourself down if you're able to do it, and a lot of fighters are able to do it. Shrink yourself down. You can go into a lower weight than where you actually belong, dominate that weight, and win titles. And that way, you don't have to dominate in the weight you're supposed to be in. You can actually build your name up in that lower weight and then win titles. And when you actually move up into that next weight class, you're already ranked within that weight class and probably already up for a title shot. So that's why most boxers actually do that. It's because it's a quick way to get to the top of a weight class really quickly. The top of the next weight class you're trying to go into really quickly without having to go through the ranking process, basically. So, you know, as far as Keyshawn Davis, my honest opinion about Keyshawn Davis, he's a good fighter, man. It's my first time watching him live. I watched a lot of his clips. I never got to catch him live, but he's a dynamic fighter. But here's the problem. Can he do that against Tank Davis? Can he do that against a bigger fighter? I think actually Loma would be a bad matchup for Keyshawn Davis. Now that I see the size difference, and Lomachenko's sort of around the same size as Berinchyk, I don't think Loma belongs in there with Keyshawn Davis. Now, Tank Davis, that's a different story. Tank Davis, I think that Tank Davis could actually give Keyshawn a lot of problems, because what I did see was Keyshawn having to slow down to work the size difference, because the size difference he's punching down, so you got to make sure that you're punching in the right angles and you're not, missing on your punches and stuff. They're showing some replays. It's still going on right now, but the size difference, I think, because Tank Davis is so quick and Tank Davis has power, those shifts that you're going to have to make in different angles, because the difference in size is going to be so great. That's where Tank Davis is going to be able to take advantage. That's where he took advantage of Ryan. That's where he took advantage of Santa Cruz and Barrios. And, the shiftiness and the speed of Keyshawn Davis might give Tank a little bit more of a problem. But I think that Keyshawn should actually move up to 140. Let me hear what he's saying.
Man, anybody that got the balls to step in the ring to fight me, tell them come on with anybody. It's two 135 division champions that I would love to fight, But if they got the guts to step in the ring with the businessman, tell them send me a contract or I send in one.
All right, y'all. So, Keyshawn Davis, I think, once again, he's a good fighter. He's a dynamic fighter. I think he could actually give Tank Davis some issues. I really think he would give Teofimo Lopez a run for his money. That's if, Tank Davis decides to not fight him for whatever reason, whether it's, the titles, whether it's, the size difference, whether it's he just wants to retire and get out of the sport, or that he really did make some promise to Al Heyman to get out of the sport. I'm not sure how true that is, but it's going to be interesting after we see the Lamont Roach fight. Who is Tank Davis going to pick as his next fight? It's really going to dictate the last year, if it's really Tank Davis's retirement year in boxing. It's really going to dictate what Keyshawn Davis can do, with his career. Even though, once again, if he's going to keep getting paired up with these tiny little fighters, there's nothing these tiny little guys are going to be able to do with a guy like Keyshawn Davis other than, Gervont Davis. Now, once again, if you go back to Vasily Lomachenko, I think Loma has the speed and the angles and the punch output to give Keyshawn some problems. But once again, Loma is a very compact fighter, and the way he was just able to push down on this dude and use his bully size to beat, Berinchyk could definitely be an issue for Loma. But I think the key to victory for Loma is going to be movement. I think the key to victory for Gervont Davis is going to be angles and movement and dropping that power. The difference between Loma and Gervont Davis is that Loma doesn't have that power to back up the movement. Gervont Davis is a very good moving boxer. He has movement and angles. He don't have the angles like a Loma, but he has great angles and he has great defense, and then he has the power to put on your chin, where, a lot of these fighters don't have the power. Like Lomachenko doesn't have the power to put on your chin, but he can hit you with those angles and that punch output. So who should Keyshawn Davis get paired up with next? I mean, it's really going to depend on how Gervont Davis does against Lamont Roach, Davis versus Roach, and, who he decides to pick after that fight. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. That like button for me, share, subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tubes or holler at me over there. Want to collabo, feature a product, your channel, my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail, because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. And we are out of here.
you.